Hey, good morning, folks. I'm Myra Ansari here for Wave Now. We are going live to Clarksville Police Department, where they're going to be giving us an update on a suspect that was arrested by Clarksville Police. The police say that a person was stabbed several times when this appears to be a planned attack. I've got a link to the latest web story that we have on our website. Right now, Clarksville Police is getting ready to start their press conference.
I'm standing in a good spot. All good. Need to suck it in a little bit.
You're all right.
All right, we ready? All right. My name is Nathan Walls, WALLS, Chief of Police, Clarksville Police Department. On March 8th at approximately 10 p.m., officers were dispatched to the area of Blackstone Mill Road and Marlowe Drive in reference to a stabbing. When they arrived, found a victim who had been stabbed twice and been cut across his chest, his intestinal area. Severe injuries at the time. Shortly found out later hospital was able to get him in stable condition, which I believe now he's still in stable condition. So the victim is stable. Throughout the night, our detectives with the officers, they hunted. We've got hunters, and when somebody commits a crime against a person, with bodily damage, our officers and our detectives are going to be out hunting. And they did fantastic work all night long. With the help of Jeffersonville Police Department, we were able to locate the suspect in Jeffersonville at approximately 3 in the morning. Obtained a search warrant for this home where the suspect was located inside, along with additional evidence that would link him to the crime. So at this time, he is in custody, has been charged with attempted murder, which is a level 1 felony in the state of Indiana, and a level 3 felony for battery with a deadly weapon. So at this point, that's what I have. So if you have any additional questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them. Just know that if we stray too far off, I'm just going to tell you we don't know, or we're not talking about that this time.
What other evidence did you find linking him to the crime?
Clothing. There was evidence at the scene. People standing by and witnesses attempted to stop the vehicle as he was fleeing the parking lot. Were able to obtain some personal information from the suspect also.
Can you talk about the reason police believe he is possibly a member of the MS-13 gang?
Body markings, which is generally goes hand in hand with with gang acknowledgement, especially with them.
Is this the first time Clarksville police have come across somebody in this possible suspected to be part of this gang? Do you believe that? No,
but this is the first time we've had something this violent happen. And we would be naive, and communities would be naive to believe that it's not somewhere in your community. You just hope your police departments do a good job in rooting them out and making them uncomfortable enough that they don't want to hang out. So,
what evidence did you find to believe that this was a targeted attack?
The suspect had basically lied in wait in the parking lot for this person to leave. This person left the restaurant. The suspect immediately got out of the vehicle, went over to him, stabbed him twice, and cut him.
What indication is there any indication of their connection to one another?
There's not at this point. The victim, due to the seriousness of his condition, we can't really communicate with him in a language barrier, and then the suspect refused to speak. So
this gang, this MS-13, based off what the DOJ has reported, is a very violent, very prominent gang, primarily on the West Coast. What do you want the people of Clarksville to know that somebody like that was in their community and committed a violent act?
That we will hunt them. We are, our officers show up, get up every morning, put their clothes on and go to work. And they go out with the hopes that their day is, shoot basketball with the kids, give kids high fives, help elderly ladies. But when the bell rings and something serious of this nature, just know that we're hunters.
Do you believe there are other suspected gang members in this community, nearby communities possibly?
Well, we have. I mean, it's, you would be naive to think that, this guy, living in a neighboring community, you know, we're all border each other. I mean, there's 600 yards separate us from Louisville. So, you know, we're all working together. I mean, this is a Clarksville community, but this is a regional thing, you know, and it's a national situation. You know, to say that he was the only one in the region and we got him, I mean, that would be naive on our part. So we want the people of the community to know and feel safe and know that we're working hard to root out these situations. And when a crime against a person like this occurs, that we will be on it.
You said this isn't the first time you guys have run into members of this gang. In what other ways have you?
Well, I mean, you know, we work narcotics, you know, other agencies, you know, these gangs, these type things are tied in with narcotics often, you know, through training and then some experiences in the past. But, you know, you see body markings, you know, on people, you know, just generally you know what you're dealing with.
See body marks, any tattoos? Or...
Yeah.
Is there any specific one that tips you off?
Well, I mean, you can Google MS-13 and other, you know, other violent gangs, you know, their tattoos and markings, and it's not hard to see. You know, I mean, we get sent those same training bulletins that are put out, you know, on the internet that you can find on the internet that be indicators for us to know that we're dealing with somebody that's not your average criminal.
Can you talk about the FBI's involvement? Are they working on this case with you?
Well, I mean, everybody's notified during this situation, but as far as where it goes from here, I mean, you know, we're in day 2, you know, of this investigation. So we're just at this point, we're happy our officers were able to bring this situation to a close so quickly.
As a police department, do you guys have a gang task force?
We don't. We have 54 officers that are out here looking to hunt situations like this, and it's a pretty good task force.
For a community like this, I mean, you don't hear about these things happening like this in this community, you know, quite so often.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And what do you want to, you know, is there anything you want the community to understand about, like, yes, this happened, but does this indicate like a larger problem? Or does
Well, I mean, we could go down a lot of rabbit holes there. There's, you know, that could be cultural concerns, but, you know, the fact that this man's Hispanic is not fair to all the good Hispanic people that are out here showing up to work every day and doing good things and contributing to their communities. But no different than any other person. It's not fair to judge people just by one. But we would also be naive to think that you know, it's not a national or a local problem that we have to pay attention to. So
Have you had a run-in with this guy before?
we have not, to our knowledge. To my knowledge, I've not been advised that. But again, it wouldn't be. We haven't spoke to him. You know, he refused to speak. You know, uses the language barrier. You know, when you speak to us, and so the opportunity for us to really get much information from him, at least preliminarily, is probably not something we can count on right now. So we have to make our case based on evidence and witnesses.
Are you aware of any other criminal history outside of Clarksville?
I'm not. I'm not.
Can you talk about apprehending the suspect? How, you know, what that looked like? Was he cooperative? Was he hiding?
Well, he to our knowledge, he fled. He fled to a home in Jeffersonville, which we believe his mother lived at. Jeffersonville police, we had put out a lookout for the vehicle and what we were looking for, and Jeffersonville police did an excellent job in helping us find that vehicle. And from there, you know, we were able to obtain a search warrant where he was there with family. There was no drama per se as far as obtaining him.
You can't talk about the circumstances of why those two were.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, what we are convinced of is that the victim is not gang. It's not a gang on gang related situation. We're pretty convinced that that the victim is. They may have had a history of, you know, maybe we don't know. There's many things that could factor, but we do not believe that it's gang related or that it's, you know, something that's going to create recurring issues.
Was the victim a Clarksville resident?
I'm not sure. Again, at the hospital, been unconscious ever since, but they believe he's stable now and going to be okay.
Just to clarify, so we know we got it right. You mentioned the suspect was waiting on the victim. Do you know if they knew each other?
Well, I mean, the assumption is, the assumption it was obviously targeted. I mean, it's other people walk out the door first and he didn't run up on them. But when this guy walks out the door, he hunts him down. So that's, that's pretty well meets the definition of targeted.
Are you all able to review some of the security footage from that area?
We have. Yeah, there's investigation. We're gathering everything we can from the area, trying to track the vehicle from the time it left to where it went and all points in between and try to put a timeline and just put it together to show every step along the way afterwards. But we're confident where we're at.
And that is that corner where you have that gas station.
Yeah. It's just right there. It's a little strip mall right next to a church.
Do we have the victim's identity? Is that public?
Yeah, we're not gonna release that right now. I just feel comfortable in just saying that believe he's gonna make it and he's in stable condition.
Is he adult male?
He is. He's an adult male.
Can you elaborate on any cooperation with federal investigators? Who's all involved in this?
Other agencies have reached out and have been notified. Where it goes from there, I'm not sure. Where our investigators are with them, I'm not sure.
By other agencies? Which agencies?
I mean, federal agencies are going to see the name MS-13, or they're going to see something like this and want to know if they can help in any way. It generally starts as a supporting role. So that's where, we believe this will go. All good?
Good.
All right. Very good. Hope I didn't disappoint you too bad.
All right, folks, thanks so much for staying with me here on this stream from Clarksville Police, giving us an update about the arrest of a suspected MS-13 gang member who was arrested over the weekend after a man was stabbed several times, which appeared to be a planned attack, according to Clarksville Police. The suspect's name is Mario Bernabe Rios. Again, Mario Bernabe Rios. He is charged with attempted murder. And Lena Noakes is on this story today for us. We don't know the victim's name yet, so we're going to work on gathering that as well. But Alina Noakes is following the story for us. Police were able to link him to the MS-13 gang because of his tattoos that were very noticeable to be connected to the MS-13 gang. All right, so much more on this developing story for us coming up on Wave News. I'm Myra Ansari. Have a great day.